if you made it this far in our video series of building your lower unit for the lower unit assembly, we're almost there, guys. We're in the home stretch. We have our trigger guard. We have a roll pin for the trigger guard. We have a set screw for this particular trigger guard. We have a spring and a detent for our selector. We got the grip. We have our grip screw or grip bolt. Go ahead and get the proper, some of these grip screws will just have a slotted, or I've even seen what Phillips, but this one has an Allen head. So go ahead and get the proper one for your particular screw. I'm going to use some extensions because we are going to torque this to spec. I've got this set at 20 inch-pounds. This is a Wheeler screwdriver wrench, torque wrench, and this is what we're going to actually torque that grip screw with. So let's get started real quick, guys and gals. The first thing first, we're going to install our trigger guard. Make sure you put it on correct, because there is a right and wrong way to put it on. You start putting it on, let's say this way. You look in here, it's going to cover your mag well. You could get one pin in, but you're not going to be able to get that in properly. I mean, you could thread it through this side, but it's going to be wrong. So guys, make sure you get it on right. Turn it around, put it on correct, and then we just need to install the roll pins. Now, if you don't have a bench block, it's okay. I'm going to use a bench block because I have a bench block. It's just going to help me kind of hold it in place while I get all this going. You also will need a hammer, and you could use a starter punch that's designed for roll pins, like this right here. And you can use something like these tweezers. They're designed to hold this in place, so you can do that as well. So let's go ahead and get started on this one right here. I usually go from left to right, guys. Doesn't necessarily matter, but we go ahead and do everything that way. So let me reorient everything. Again, make sure you have this correct. Take a look, make sure everything's lined up properly. Everything's looking good. Everything's still aligned. Switch over to a brass punch. Change this head out, this nylon, to a steel head. just to give me a little bit more weight behind this gunsmith hammer. And we're almost there. I'm gonna switch. And we're gonna seat it. This needs a little bit more. All right, guys. Got it recessed just slightly there, and everything's good on this side as well. So good to go there. We do need to put our little grub screw right there. We're going to do that just by screwing this in. Use just an Allen wrench. Switch over to a little bit better Allen wrench. Move this out of the way. And that's all you need to do to install the trigger guard right there. Try to get it flush or just below, and you're good to go there. So our next step here, we need to install the grip and the grip screw. However, before we can put this on, we need to get our selector installed, and we need to go ahead and install the spring and detent. So I went ahead and applied a little bit of gun oil, and we're going to go ahead and get this going. Okay, just work it through. Sorry guys, it's hard for me to see through the camera and get this going, but we're going to manage. Just like that. Okay, now that your selector switch is in place, make sure you carefully lower that hammer if you've cocked it back, messing with that in there. Next thing we're going to do is turn this over. Let's go ahead and install your detent, point down. Have a hole in your grip, that's where your spring's going to go. And you'll install your grip. That spring's going to press against that detent, keep everything taut, and keep pressure on your selector. Got that pushed on. Last part is to go ahead and put the screw in, and we are going to make sure we torque it to 15 to 20 inch-pounds. I'm going to go ahead and probably do 20. I'm just going to screw this in until it stops. Again, guys, if you had this in a vise, that would even be better. And that is 20 inch-pounds. Unsafe, this should not fire. We get a fire, it fires. Essentially, your lower is complete. Only thing we got to do is go ahead and put our buttstock on. And go ahead and put our grip cap back on if you have a grip cap. And don't forget, we still have to torque our castle nut, and we will do that. This wraps up this video portion. We'll throw the stock on, the castle nut, and we'll put the stock on. We'll also go ahead and put our buffer spring and plunger in, and that's all we're going to have for this portion. Will be complete with this series. So we got one more portion, and you just need to look at the next video. We'll have that for you guys.